Hi guys, welcome back to Raptor's Garage, and going to bring you a bit of an update on the Extreme Off-Roader project. I'm just getting over my cold. I've now given it to Paul.
He's giving it to me. I'm
he's
dying.
full of cold. But yeah, we thought we'd address some of the comments and the chat's been going on. These videos are blown up. It's fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Loving all your input and everything like that. It's getting close to Christmas now, so this is probably going to be the last one you're going to see. We're going to have some, obviously, the usual videos coming out. We've still got the interior stuff that Paul did on his Overland in Disco. We'll obviously be carrying on working on this, but we'll bring you, obviously, the more updates once we get Christmas out of the way.
I'm too busy crying.
And he's crying.
I'm just so upset.
So guys, listen, somebody the comments just want to kind of reiterate that this is a budget build, to the point Paul spent a fortune on his Overland truck this year. I'm starting to spend a fortune on mine already. I've even started
It's
working
Land Rover ownership
It's a
again.
Land Rover thing.
Yeah.
This is a budget build. So, you know, Paul's bought the stock vehicle and we're using as much as we've already got that's already in the workshop.
It wasn't stock.
No, it wasn't quite stock.
It wasn't quite stock.
But it came with some of the essentials that you need.
Yes.
That saved a bit of cash.
Tyres,
We've
springs.
fitted the adrenaline suspension, basically because James at Adrenaline Suspension, we spoke to him and he basically supplied that suspension for us. So we have put the very best suspension components on, but some people are saying, you know, we're using brick part bushers. But yeah, because we had them in the workshop, and no doubt if they don't last, we will replace them for better ones. But it's a budget build. Adrenaline do things like they do the trailing arms with Johnny joints on them. If you want to go for the full spec competition truck, they do all that kind of stuff.
That's later.
That's later on. You know, guys, we're going to enter this as novices. We're going to go and just do some little local competitions. So keep that information coming from you guys that are doing the comps. Very interesting, very helpful.
It's like everything. It's that learning curve.
Yeah.
We'll start at one level and we'll just work our way up. As we break things and work out that things aren't working, we'll change them.
Yeah, we're not planning on coming in and competing with you guys already doing the comps. We get started, break some stuff, replace it, and learn.
Have a bit of fun.
But we're going to have some fun green laning.
And don't die.
And don't die. Yeah, we're going to have some fun green laning in it. It's going to make a great camera car because we're going to get some great footage of stuff we're going to be able to do in this. For me, I'm excited about the fact that I'm going to be able to get stuck and then hopefully with Paul's help learn how to get out of things. So when we get stuck in the real world, I can get my vehicle out of it. One of the things I've noticed is that we went out for a bit of a jolly the other day. We saw a little lane into a field and we took the chimney in there and it got stuck. It's got road tyres on. We got stuck in the mud and I thought, we're screwed. We're going to have to walk back home now 3 miles, pick up my L200, come in and try and winch this thing out. But 20 minutes later, Paul has managed to get this thing out of this mud. And I was amazed. I genuinely thought, we're buggered now. But it's at knowing what you can do, what a vehicle is capable of, and learning obviously the techniques to get yourself out of a position like that. So I'm looking forward to using this vehicle to learn those kind of things.
And back to that learning curve again.
Yeah.
Same with this.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, keep the comments coming. It's fantastic, and we're basically going to crack on with a few bits and pieces on this. We're going to do the cam belt today, aren't we?
Cam belt today. We've got a Dayco cam belt to put on it. And we'll show you what I've done in the week because I haven't been filming in the week because I've been dying because of him.
So give you a walk around, bring up to speed on what's going on. Obviously the next major thing now is going to be the body. We're going to start that in January, get to work on that, and then we obviously need to make a trip down to pick up the roll cage
and the
fiberglass body from Low
Ranger,
the
Long Ranger?
Long Ranger.
Yeah. The back panel on the roof because we're putting a low roof on it. And
we are looking at replacing the A-frame as well. Some people have asked about that. Hopefully we're going to be replacing the A-frame with an adrenaline A-frame.
Yeah,
a lot of comments from guys who've already got the adrenaline stuff said that's awesome, you can't beat it. So
yeah, that A-frame's got to be replaced, it's got to go away.
Yeah.
But other than that, this is bar wheel bearings and the cam belt. As I said in the last video, the wheel bearings are hanging, especially on that side. I've got to change the rear diff because the diff, it feels like the pinion bearings going in the diff. I've got a spare diff. I've got the diff I took off me on the truck. I'm going to chuck that on for now, but we are going to be putting a locker in it as the budget, you know, allows us to do things like this. That's why we said it's a budget build. It's, you know, it's coming out of our pockets. We're building it, and as we break things, we're going to change them, and we're just going to keep going on.
It's built for fun. I know we've said competitions. Yeah, we're going to have a go at some competitions, but we'll learn.
We're just going to start at club level competitions, and have a bit of fun. It's all about the fun, guys. It's
make friends, have fun,
don't die. I'm going to put my gloves on today, guys. It's bloody freezing. Right, as I was just saying before, this bottom pulley, and I still don't know what it's supposed to be torqued up to. That is the proper tool for taking this off. You bolt it on, jam this against the chassis, put your socket through the middle, and then you've got something to lever against, because otherwise you're just turning against the engine. This bottom pulley, that loose. So if the cam belt's ever been done on your truck, just check that bottom pulley's actually tight. Yeah, so if someone's done the cam belt on your truck, guys, just make sure they've actually tightened that up. Because that is supposed to be really well torqued up. Oh, you pull on that. That's tight. Jesus. Got it. Done. Okay. No, that's...
There's nothing on it, there's no spring on it.
You're
pulling it and
it's seized. New idler. What a shock! Something else that's knackered. Oh, okay. What was it one of the comments said? Flogged to within an inch of the scrapyard gate.
Definitely this one, I think. Bit rattly. Binning that.
I'll just order a new one. Do we think the bearing's gone in there? Okay.
Is that new one of them as well?
New bearing in it at least. Well, it'll be a new bearing in the housing. Not too very tight. I've got to do that one on mine. I've got a helicoil it. Because if you have a look on my timing cover on my truck, it isn't in there. Crankshaft oil seal's gone. Yeah.
So what have you like? Right, yeah, you can't line this hole up here, aren't you?
Well, I'm going to put a pin in that to see what happens.
That's what I was looking at. I was thinking, well, that's way off, isn't it, compared to...
That timing looks way up. That's a tooth and a half out.
Mm. But what about this one line?
I'll go and get the boot to see where the other timing marks lie, but I'm relying off that one.
Yeah.
That's the cam. That cam should be lined up with that. That is the timing mark for that. Pump's on TDC. That's the pump locked off. I'll go and lock the pulley off now. I have to see what the crank is. But that cranklet, that is the timing mark for the crank, and that should be vertical.
Right, so that's cool.
Someone's done the kit. This has got an upgrade cam belt kit on. This cam belt isn't that old. But that's fucking way off. No wonder it ran badly. No wonder it smokes. But you're talking millimetres to me. Fraction, you need 1 mil. Tiny bit more. Tiny bit more. Tiny bit more. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. It is moving very slightly. I'll tell you when to stop, just keep going. I should be able to get that in at that. That's TDC on the crank.
Right.
That's TDC on the pump.
So the notch
And the cam is a whole tooth and a half off.
And to solve that is just to take the belt off, move it to the right position, and put it back on.
Yeah. The timing on the cam's out.
Your fuel pump's got to be right, and
fuel pump's got to be at TDC. Crank's got to be at TDC. Well, the crank's got to be, the cam belt's got to be at TDC, but that's literally. That's a tooth and a half because it's halfway between that and that. But someone really fucked the timing up on that.
Are you surprised?
Not really. I'm just going to double check the timing marks in my boot, but I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm not doing an instructional video on doing this cam, guys. We're just doing the cam belt, but that is your time. That is a locking pin for the camshaft. Sorry, for the fuel pump. That pump is locked off at TDC. Now I've got a peg that's locked in the flywheel that's locked this crank pulley or the crank itself at TDC, and that camshaft. Let's see if you can see this properly. There we go, you should be able to see that. That is your timing mark, yeah? So that spigot should be lined up with that mark that's on the cam. And as you can see, that is a tooth and a half out. So that's probably why they were pissing around with the pump, trying to get it run right. So that will be the reason it wasn't running very well and it got no power, because the cam was a tooth and a half out. So I'll reset that, get the cam right, and then I can play with the pump and put the pump back right so it runs properly. The joys of second-hand Land Rovers and people that think they know what they're doing. I wouldn't say I know what I'm doing, but I have a better idea than that. That's why I've just been saying to the camera that that's why they were pissing around with the pump trying to get more power out of it.
Right, because it fucked up on.
Because the camera's out.
Right.
So obviously your valves are closing at the wrong bloody
time,
opening and closing at the wrong points. So wonder why it was down on power. Don't trust people, don't trust garages, do it yourself.
Well, I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, but you were stupid enough to trust me to do it.
Yeah, and it's run fine ever since, doesn't it? I mean,
as I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I make it up as I go along. I know what they've done. When they've tensioned it, they've pulled it all out of alignment. So I'll have to take it all off. Oh, that's done it. Come on, that's all you move. There you go.
It's funny the amount of comments I always see on, oh, I wish I would make like Paul. It's like, it's fucking great.
There you go. Bent wood chisel. Best tool ever. Just blunted it though. I think I'd already.
Yeah, you imagine any chiseling after.
That's how that's how I cut my thumb off.
Ah.
Was a wood chisel. I have a thing against wood chisel. They should not be able to use wood.
They either get used on metal or brick, don't they?
Do you know? I think someone's actually chiseled the old. That oil seal's been replaced because. Hang on, that is. No, it isn't a genuine. No, it is a genuine. Is it? No, it isn't a genuine one. I think someone's actually hit that with a chisel. Luckily that's just a bearing carrier, so it's not going to do any harm, but the joys of the muppetry that's gone on before.
So this is the bit now where you can literally pull it out by putting the teeth on in the wrong arm.
I just thought, camera died earlier while me and Chris were prattling around with this, but I've put it back together. I've decided to leave that bearing for now. It's got no play in it, it's just a bit noisy, so I'm not too concerned about that. And plus I've just been online to see how much a new one is, and the cheapest I can get one's 76 quid plus postage, so 80 quid for that bearing. So for now, it ain't broke, don't fix it, so it's staying. New tensioner, idler tensioner for that, I can get one for 26 quid, so I'm going to replace that one because that one just isn't working right. I've had a look in the vise. But I just thought, you know, if you haven't seen one of these locking off tools, how they actually work. Now what I've done right now is bolted that onto the pulley, and somewhere on the floor is the nut. So that's the nut for that. Now according to my book, it's 80 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. Now there's no way of holding that without that tool. At the moment it's jammed up under the power steering pump, so the engine can't turn. And that you can lever off, because otherwise you've got nothing to lever against. So let me find my missing socket. So like I say, according to my book, it's 80 Newton meters. See, and it just fits in there nicely. 80 Newton meters plus 90 degrees, so I'll have to go and find my clock gauge somewhere for that, but let's set this to 80. Hang on, 80, there we go. Is that 80 Newton meters? Now I'll double check in the book that that's correct, and that's what it's saying. Because I feel like crap, and thinking and doing stuff isn't working for me today. Crankshaft pulley bolts, no that's wrong. Crankshaft pulley 300 TDI, 80 Newton meters with an angle gauge plus 90 degrees. So let me go find my angle gauge. Move all the junk out of the way because I'm bound to knock everything over. Right, I've got that set on 0, and we're going to go I'm not heavy enough to do that. That's, there go all my washers. That's nearly 60. That's not big enough. That's not big enough. And that's 90, or just under 90. Let's see if we can get it that little bit more. That's 90. Oh, that's tight. Ooh. Right, now you see why you need one of those. That pulley ain't coming off again like it was when I undid it with my fingers. So, right, I'm going to get this taken apart, and I'll see you in a bit. A tool that you don't use very often, but when you need it, you really need it. I think I paid about 30 quid off eBay for this one a couple of years ago, and I've done, I can't think how many cam belts with it. 5 or 6 cam belts with it. So, you know, makes your life a lot easier. So sometimes, you know, it's one of them, you don't need a tool until you really need it, and we really needed this one, especially for tightening them up. But then again, you really need them for getting them off as well, normally, not in this case. Right, so I'm going to button this up, and I'm going to call it a day, and we'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's freezing.
Yeah, countdown to Christmas now, guys, and it's so it's still cold. It's freezing.
It's not that very warm.
But we're going to we spent yesterday basically getting rid of all the remains, didn't we? We cleared most of the garden.
We cleared all the scrap away yesterday, so this is now gone.
For it.
That much?
Yeah, but yeah, so we're going to just do a bit more on this video. Obviously, it's going to go a bit quiet now for the next couple of weeks over Christmas. We're going to still get videos on the Wednesday and the Fridays we've been doing. Paul's going to be going over all that interior that he did on Heindel after he did the roof chop. That's all still to come. And then we'll be back in January carrying on with this project. But today we're going to start looking at the chassis, aren't we? Because we've had a few changes.
We've had, well, let's put it this way, I've been delirious with this illness, so I've decided to build something else.
Coffee, whiskey or flu. Always comes
and
up
drugs.
Ideas,
Lots of drugs, tablets and whiskey. It's like, oh, it's a good combination. No, I've been having a look at, I know I said I was going to build a long chassis on this, and I've now decided we're going to shorten it. We're going to chop the back off and move the fuel tank, just to increase that rear departure angle. Yeah. We'll still be able to get the box on the back, we think.
Yeah.
I think we will. I think we'll still have enough.
Well, we can say with the tray can come over.
The tray can come up. We can actually. We'll show you as we build it, but the tray is going to be longer than the chassis. But today we're going to look at where we're going to cut the chassis, where we're going to mount the fuel tank, and where we're going to put the rear winch tray. So
a bit of fabric cobbling.
Fabric cobbling, yeah.
Paul does so well.
There's because we haven't got we've got the body shell, but we haven't got the body panels. But I now know where they fit, so I've got a rough idea where everything's going to go. There'll be a bit of playing and jiggling as we go, but it's not going to affect the back at all, is it really? Yeah. So we're going to cut the back off basically, that's it.
Yeah, so hang on guys, it might be disjointed, but we're going to mess about. We're just going to see now where we're going to lay everything out, see what's going to work,
chopping things off.
Chop some more stuff off.
Get the plasma cutter.
Weight saving.
Weight saving, yeah, no, maybe not weight saving. So what?
Got some trays about 90 inches, which we're bringing to there. Just that tank guard underneath. You take that tank guard up and put it up here. Is actually, because it starts, it's bolted there, goes here. Probably 80 inches.
Yeah.
Right, actually move this fuel tank out of the way.
I think we'll just lift it up and see where it sits first. So if we undo, well, that pipe will pull off, that one will undo and unclip that. I'm going to have the diesel out of it.
Well, it's actually empty, it's much more easy.
A flat tray with two vertical sides, and then a tab coming up to stop it moving left and right, and then put the floor over the top. Do you want a tank guard? So buy one.
I was thinking that, but I do. When I was looking at it, because it's got the
yeah, but all you do is just put two J8s on it.
Yeah.
Save weight. That other one's massively heavy.
It is heavy, isn't it?
Hang on, if we take two bars mounted there, because remember the body's going to come to here.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little bit of jig. We'll have to put the body on before it. But if we put two bars,
anything on the side of it, right?
you can come right up to this wall. That's when, looking at their kit, that's where the body fits. So we can come right up to there, because that breather can, the breather can go anywhere.
Those seatbelt mounts are perfect to come off.
To weld to.
To weld to. Come straight over and you're flat.
So literally we just need to change that breather pipe and put that onto a boat filler, and we get to keep the rust-free tank and the sender and the electrics and everything, so everything will still work. Right, so in our wafflings and insaneness that we're going through, we're going to be able to use this fuel tank. We're going to put two bars to take the weight and then put a new flat plate for this fuel tank to sit on. couple of upright supports off that, basically to hold it from moving left and right. And we're going to use these tabs on the top. We're going to put the new floor dead level with this. That actually isn't part of the fuel tanks. We're going to put the floor flush over this to hold it, to stop it bouncing, rather than having because they only ever had a single fuel tank strap that went across there, and this literally presses under the floor to stop it bouncing up and down. So we can use this. We're going to change this filler pipe, and I'm going to go to a boat chandler's and go and get a boat filler and put that in the new bed that's going in here. And I think that's probably going to be in the way there with the wheel.
so.
Unless we really shortened it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get some diesel. Hang on. It's a bit up there, isn't it? That?
Yeah, we height struggle with height anyway at the best of times.
Vertically challenged.
Yeah.
That's going to work well. You know what's next, don't you? Cutter.
Yeah.
Let's cut the back
Let's
off.
get the tank guard off.
Chris is robbing the tank guard.
Yeah, it looks like I've got a tank guard now.
Where is my centrally heated workshop?
Yeah, underfloor heating. Lovely.
Oh, that underfloor just heating. What is that?
Machine gun fire?
It's Radway Green testing machine guns.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was joking. That's good.
No, it's Radway Green testing machine guns.
That would form as well. This one there.
Go.
So there you go, guys. We've
Got
the tank guard off. Let's chop the bolts off because for some reason somebody thought really long bolts would be a good idea. And
because longer's stronger.
Yeah, Paul has kindly donated that onto Project Big Red One or whatever it's going to get called.
Dave.
Yeah, Project Dave.
Everything's Dave today. So yeah, how much are we going to chop off the chassis?
So yeah, so we've got it marked up. We're going to just get the grinder on it, chop it off, and we're going to be taking off
26 inches.
26 inches.
Dead on.
And then we're going to if you ever watched the video when we cobbled up a rear winch bumper for the L200, that obviously went when we did the tray back, so that's now sat there.
Shows you how much wider your chassis is.
Yeah, it's hugely wide, much wider, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what someone was saying in one of the comments, that the springs on the Land Rovers mount outboard, yours mount inboard.
Yeah.
That's how much wider your chassis is.
Yeah, they said that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Essentially, we're going to cut that down to size to form a new winch tray, which is then going to get welded in on the back there. We've had a bit of a play with the tank. And yeah, we're going to grind it right now and let's chop it up.
Cut it. Cut it up. Mud. The truck that likes to keep giving more mud. I think we got more money for the stuff we weighed in yesterday just because it was full of mud.
In it.
That side was alright. And that's been jet washed.
Glorious mud.
Oh, they're glorious.
Right, what's the plan? You need to get that
I
to
think
fit.
we're going to make that fit
there.
in that space there.
Yeah.
Before we do the fuel tank. Well, basically we'll have to because we haven't got the metal for the fuel tank. We know what.
We've got to be conscious of height as well, haven't we?
What, for the fuel tank?
Yeah, no, the height for the winch once the winch is in there. Because the fuel tank, we don't want it coming too close because we've got to get a winch in there, haven't we? So we need enough space winch, don't we? Because the tray's there. By the time you get the winch, and then you might have to move the box on the top again. We're going to cut these, aren't we? Trim these and fold these in square. And basically just trim the whole thing through, because we've got some anchor points.
Well, we'll just go back to this. We've got 63 centimetres between there, and so we've got to make that fit in. Cut whatever because we can still use those ties at the front.
Those work.
Those recovery eyes. We probably save that one.
Yeah, because it works for just hooking
it folds in. Yeah. So we've got the 3 eyes.
Yeah.
So literally just cut everything else away and reattach it.
Yep.
I think we've got enough thick steel to actually make a box, so we could just cut that up and tack it together and slot it in. Today on the lock picking lawyer, we have the best lock in the world. I've got plasma cutter. Don't care how good it is.
I'm stood here holding this because it's still scorching hot from the welding, but it's nice and warm because
it's nothing like sitting around a chassis to have a warm, is it?
It's freezing. So yeah, guys, I was a bit exactly planning that. We thought we'd have a look at where we're going to put the fuel tank today, but we knew we wanted to put the winch in, and we'd obviously come up with this idea now of chopping the chassis. So fuel tank still got to do. We've got a rough idea of where it's going to go, but this, if you remember, as I said before, is the old L200 rear winch plate bumper. We've chopped it up, reused it, because we're all about recycling. And it works perfect.
And we're cheap.
And we're cheap, yeah. Budget build.
Budget build.
No,
that's got in well, that has.
Yeah.
I've still got to grind it up, I've still got to take these welds off, flatten these edges out, take this top edge off. Yeah. That'll take me 10 minutes.
That'll be it for today, then it'll be coffee.
And that's it. It's going dark.
So yeah, so guys, as I said, it's we'll be carrying on with this. I know Paul's going to be doing bits and pieces over the Christmas period.
Paul's going to be drunk.
Paul's going to be drunk as well, so he'll probably come out with some other crazy idea by the time I catch up with him.
Might be a submarine by the time he comes back.
Yeah, you never know. But the videos will keep coming out because, like I said, we've got the interior videos from Heimdall that still come out. We've got some of Forby stuff that we've filmed. But yeah, we'll be cracking on with this, and come January we'll start then really moving ahead with the body, getting all the electrics on that sorted out, and hopefully soon get that body back on this chassis. So that just remains to say, guys, Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, guys.
Honestly, it's been great. It's the comments you guys made, the interaction.
Oh, it's been awesome, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, I've always in the comments I put, you know, if you're going to comment, at least be constructive about it. And everyone is. Everyone's got some great comments. They genuinely seem
some of the
like
comments on this have been brilliant. And some of the people from all over the world, not just like the UK, all over the world who've commented, it's been brilliant. It's why we do it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's I think we've gone a little bit more.
Money.
No, these last few months we've gone a little bit off trying to make it more sort of tutorial and just basically vlogged on what we're doing, and I think people are enjoying that because it gives you inspiration to get out and do stuff to your vehicle, whatever it may be. You know, I know I've just bought a Disco now, so it's quite Land Rover orientated, but it's not about Land Rovers, it's about just giving you ideas of what you can do. I mean, everything we generally do, especially for the L200, especially with this, it's just one-off stuff, you know. And
just give everyone an idea.
Yeah. Get some inspiration.
Inspiration, that's the words I was looking for.
Yeah, we're
Still
going to
bunged
get out
up.
a lot more next year and actually do some travelling. We're going to get some great footage in this thing. It's going to be
Oh yeah.
insane. We haven't decided on what yet next year's trip's going to be, whether it's going to be in the UK and doing a lot of the UK or abroad. We don't know yet.
I've
But,
already decided.
Okay, so
I'm told him.
Yeah, he was, I know, probably drunk when he decided.
Not yet.
So guys, again, Merry Christmas, and thanks for supporting us.
And we'll see you on the next one.
See you soon, guys.
Bye bye.
I don't know
what the royal wave is for every time. But hurry up, this mic's going
Alright.
to stop.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year to all our subscribers and from Alf as well. Whatever it is.
Alf, wish everyone Happy New Year.